Hey, this is Billy Abelgar with Digital Realty, and today we're going to be taking a look at what's been going on in the greater Boston market for the real estate in the month of November 2022. Stay tuned, let's take a look at the data. So the high level for the month of November 2022 for the greater Boston real estate market. So the volume of homes, condos, and multifamilies has all been down for about 30% compared to November of 2021. So for single family homes, there was a modest median price increase of 1.3% to $760,000. Condos also had a pretty modest gain of 4.1% compared to November of last year. So we're seeing is things are starting to slow down a little bit. We're no longer expecting to see these double-digit types of growths for comparing months year over year. In terms of what's going on around the market for the macroeconomic picture that affects more than just the greater Boston area, so there has been some news. So the mortgage rates for the month of November, they priced it at around 7.2% and then had a big drop down to 6.6%. That's due to the inflation data coming out in November at 7.1%, which is a little bit lower than the market expected. The Federal Reserve also increased the base interest rate by 0.75% for the fourth consecutive month. So the reason that the interest rates dropped is a lot of people think that we're seeing that inflation is starting to taper off a little bit, which is as expected with the interest rate hikes, and that the rate hikes going forward will be 0.5% instead of 0.75%. So taking a closer look at the median sales price for the greater Boston market area. So for single family homes and condominiums, we're seeing that things are still continuing to increase, but they're increasing at a slower rate. So the reason that we're not seeing these double-digit types of growth anymore that we saw in the last 2 years is the interest rates are really starting to take hold and take effect, and that's eroding the buying power. So this is the same trend that I'm actually expecting us to see going into 2023, which is things are going to increase compared to the previous year, but at a much slower rate at 1 to 4% compared to the previous years, which was 10 to 18% year-over-year increases. So this is, I think, what we should be the new norm and what we should be getting used to for the next year or two. So taking a deeper look at the single-family homes for the greater Boston market area, the data that we've been able to put together is the month supply of inventory. Things are starting to creep up a little bit. For November of last year, the month supply of inventory was 0.8%. Now it's 1.5%. Super low, historically speaking, but it is starting to increase. So that's good news for buyers. Power is starting to come out of sellers' hands just a little bit, and also see this in the sold to original price ratio. So what this is telling us is if things are going above or under asking price. Anything over 100% means offers are going over asking price, and below 100% means they're going below asking price. Highlighted in the second from the bottom row here, in November 2021, it was still a really hot market. Homes were continuing to go over asking price even though it was late in the fall. Compared to November of this year, things are actually starting to go below asking price. Sellers are not understanding that the market's changing, get whatever price they want. Buyers' ability to buy homes eroded in real time as increases in the rates take place. Rectification of homes are still priced probably a little on the aggressive side, and buyers are coming in under those asking prices. Condominiums in the greater Boston area are actually mirroring the same behavior that we're seeing for single family homes. So similarly, the month supply of inventory is starting to creep up, and the sold to original price ratio is correlating and going down with those as well. So November of last year was pretty competitive. Homes were just about going for list price, and looking at November of this year for the data in the greater Boston market for real estate, things are going for below asking price, even lower below asking price than single family homes, 97.6%. So again, it's a great time to be thinking about buying, especially when you've got the leverage here over sellers in the late fall and the winter months. If you're looking to buy, this is a great time to do so. There's not as much inventory out there, but also usually the people that need to sell are a little bit more desperate. In terms of my expectations for what are we going to see coming up next in the greater Boston market, so for real estate, what I'm expecting is that home prices are going to continue to moderate and go for at or around list price, maybe a little bit below, a little bit above.